Hey everyone, CV Tech here, back with another first impressions video, and I'm happy to bring the HTC Desire 626S on Boost Mobile. I received this as a gift for Christmas, so I ain't gotta buy it now, which is always a good thing. And I gotta say, this is a great phone. This phone was really surprising to me when I got it. Now, I had the HTC Desire 510, which a lot of y'all know. I hated the phone. I thought it was awful. To me, they have really done an improvement on the 626S. Now, before I get into anything else, I do want to say I've heard a lot of higher tech reviewers say this phone is pure junk and it's so low end and it don't have this and it don't have that. Well, that's why if you want to get a lower end budget phone, always listen to the independent reviewer who really focuses their attention on lower end devices, because we're going to give you the real story and the real scoop on these lower end devices. If you find someone who only wants to build up the iPhone or build up these high end flagship Samsungs, this is going to fail in comparison to that. So therefore, if you really want an honest opinion, always stick to the independent reviewer who does low end devices to get the real review. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my eyes here and give you the specs of this phone and everything. Now, this phone was released July 22nd, 2015. This phone runs Android 5.1.1 out of the box, and it runs HTC Sense 7. This has a nice 5-inch display at 720 by 1280 resolution at 294 pixels per inch, and it has a 66.24% screen to body ratio. This phone has a 8 megapixel camera on the rear with LED flash, only records in 720 max resolution video, also has a 2 megapixel camera on the front, records also in 720 max, and then after that it drops down to like 320 by 240, so it's pretty much unusable unless you're using the 720. This phone runs a 1.1 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 210 processor with an Adreno 304 GPU. This one has 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, which really helps out, especially with games, stuff like that. It has 8 gigs of built-in storage with a measly 3.4 gigs available to user, but on the upside, it will support up to a 200 gigabyte micro SD card slot. So that is awesome. It's got a small 2000 milliamp hour battery. Now, when you have a phone with a 5-inch display that's HD and you have a small 2000 milliamp hour battery, you can expect the battery life to be a little mediocre, and it is. It's not the greatest battery. You also cannot remove the back cover. Battery is sealed inside. Even has a thing here on the back that says "Do not open." Non-removable back cover design. This will invalidate the warranty. So no battery replacement. And so yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I'm unsure of the talk time or standby time. I'll get into that, do some more research in the more full review. This does run. This phone is LTE compatible with Sprint's enhanced LTE service. Has Bluetooth 4.1, USB 2.0, and it is micro SD. So it's not this new stuff, and it's a little black and white or something. I'm fixing to. There we go. There's color back. And so yeah, there's really the phone is awesome. Taking you around the phone a little bit, like I said, it has front speakers, one on the bottom, one on the top. This does not have boom sound, nothing like that. The bottom one here is for your music and all that good stuff. Top one is to listen on. However, the audio quality is a little teeny, a little tiny. It's not got no high-end sound, but the plus side is the fact that the speaker is in the front. So it's always a major plus when you have speakers on the front, on the side, on the bottom, anywhere but the back. That's just my opinion. The speaker, the camera is in a good place. Call quality is good. Micro SD card slot. If I can get this here done here, I gotta have pretty good nails to get this thing off, and I don't have very good nails. So let me go in here and try to prise this open. Over here on the left side, you'll see this little flap here. You'll pull this down, and that right there reveals. And I'm guessing this is also, it's either a micro SIM card slot or a nano SIM. I think it's a micro SIM card slot, and down below it is your SD card slot. So it is cut, and you don't need a key to, pop them out and pop them back in. So this right here just kind of snaps right back into place. Very, very tightly, I may add. So, yeah. External microphone here on the back. I won't get into too much on this little first impressions. The screen on this phone is always so clear. It's 720. This phone is super smooth. For a 210 1.1 gigahertz quad core, this phone works so good. I have used a lot of phones. A lot of phones I have used. And I have really not had one that has this kind of processor that is this smooth. And I was very shocked. Everything works just like that on this phone. It's quick. You can get on Facebook, make phone calls, and get on apps, and it's just quick. When I first got the phone, HTC has a habit of having those kind of gritty phone screen covers. When I powered it on, it looked terrible. It looked like a very low end, low res screen. I was like, I know it's 720, but it looks awful bad. But when I pulled off the sticker, oh man, it just like it vibrated. And the screen right now is actually down low, so it actually gets pretty bright and pretty colorful. So, first impressions of this phone, reception is good. I will say reception is very good. Camera quality is so-so. I've not been out a whole lot taking many pictures, but in the house, HDR works awesome on this phone. Now, I have took a picture in lower light with HDR. Came out clear, came out really good. But the front-facing camera in low light is not that great. It's pretty grainy, not that great. Even the back ain't that good. Let's get the flash on. Which that is typical for HTC on their lower-end devices. So, like I say, the phone is big. It's actually the same size as the ZTE Prevail. The same exact size and everything. As you see here side by side, looking at them here, they are identically sized top to bottom. The only difference is the buttons on here are on screen for your back, home, and recents button, while on the ZTE, the buttons are on the body of the phone. So therefore, instead of getting a full 5 inches, you get about 4.8 inches, which still is not a bad deal considering how smooth the phone works. Honestly, when it comes to smoothness, it runs about as smooth as the ZTE Warp Elite. I gotta say that. I say that with all. I can say that. I can say that with positively assertiveness that the 1.1 does run very well. Zero lag, plays the games really good, no issues whatsoever. The only issue, like I said, is the small internal storage around 3.3, 3.4 free. So it does take quite a bit, like almost 5 gigabytes just for the system alone. But that's just my first thoughts on the HTC Desire 626S. I do know that a lot of high-end reviewers do say this phone is junk and it's no count and it's just a fail. Well, I'm sorry. I don't believe what they say. I'm an independent reviewer, and I give this a humongous thumbs up. This is a very speedy phone, a very fast phone, and I'm really surprised at the processor speed. Even on the benchmark test, it's not that great, but you would never tell it by the way the phone operates. So anyway, I can't wait to the full review of this phone. I'm going to use it a little bit more, download some more games, and play them, and do a full review on this phone here soon. So anyway, if this video helped you out any at all, maybe you're toying with buying the 626S from Boost Mobile, heck, I'd say go for it. I mean, it's an awesome phone. $130 is not a bad price for this phone. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If this video helped you out a little bit, give me that thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so by hitting that subscribe button down below. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Did I mention comments? Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. All that good stuff. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Stay tuned for the next video.